Championship game. Winner also advances to next week's 4th regional tournament at EA Diddle Arena. Jared Coomer for Barren. It's Dalvin Smith for Glasgow. And Tony Franklin's going to toss it up. Here we go. Controlled by the Trojans. Parker Stevens off to Withrow. Withrow's going to set it up now for Barren. Sends it off left side over to Coomer. Coomer against Peyton Mills. Gets a screen from Bandy. Gives it out to Withrow. Long three. No good. Rebound comes off to Franklin. Here's a long pass down to Dalvin Smith. He pulls up. Shot partially blocked. Battle for the rebound. Coming down with it is Coomer. He's trapped on the end line. Has to get rid of it out to Withrow. Diagonal pass right side. Bandy can't handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. Too wide, too long.
Yeah, too much. That might be a little bit of the nerves working there. Just a little bit too much on the shots and the passes so far from both sides tonight.
So Glasgow with a basketball. As Sorrell has it on the right side against Parker Stevens. He'll give it out to Mills. Mills out between the circles. Right side is Smith. Smith now looking inside. They give it off to Franklin. Baseline shot of the air. No good. Rebound comes off to Bandy. He'll hand it off to Coomer. And Jared will bring it up for the Trojans. He crosses the midcourt line. Leaves it out there with Garrett Arterburn.
Great man, as you would expect from Glasgow.
Yep, bounces it off to Gavin Withrow. Bounce pass a high post to Coomer. Back to Withrow. Had to go chase it down. Now looks down low, and he walks.
2 turnovers, 2 possessions.
Going to get Brandon Reed in the ball game. 6 foot 150 senior for the Trojans. He'll come in for Gavin Withrow.
Gavin just got a taste of his first district matchup, and it didn't help that it was against a crosstown rival, so he'll get settled down and get back in there and get right at it.
Just over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Sorrell and Smith can't handle a pass, and Arterburn's got it. He'll feed it off. Here's Reed, lays it up and in.
Good job running the floor. Brandon found the opening, and we distributed.
2-0, Barren County on top. Glasgow with a basketball. Dalvin Smith looking for Sorrell. He'll have to put down the dribble. Now Smith wants to work against Coomer. Goes to the basket. Puts it up there. It's in and out. And ball tipped back to Smith. Coomer had a hand on it but couldn't retrieve it. Glasgow keeps it. They come back out to Sorrell. Now Sorrell against Parker Stevens. He'll leave it out there with Peyton Mills. He'll dribble left. There's a little weave going on. Kobe Brents cuts back. He'll go inside. Floater is up and rims off. Got a whistle. Foul. And it will be on the Trojans. Let's see who they put it on.
Should be on Brandon Reed, I think.
Yeah. His first, team's first. Glasgow will take it out.
They do not have field goal yet. They're 0 of 4, but I think they've got about 3 offensive boards.
Yeah. Smith goes up high to get the pass. Here's Sorrell trying to force it. Goes underneath to Franklin. He'll put it up and in.
Interior ball movement. We just couldn't rotate and talk there.
2-2. Parker Stevens off to Jared Coomer. And now Coomer looking back over at Coach Warren Cunningham. Hands it back off to Parker Stevens. Stevens now leaves it with Brandon Reed. Reed long range left. Now puts down the dribble. Heads to the free throw line. Back over to Parker Stevens for a 3-ball. Got it!
Good for Parker to see his first one go down. That was a little bit of range on it with the hand in his face.
Good enough for the People's Bank 3-point shot. Parker Stevens makes it a 5-2 Barren County lead. Sorrell dumps it off to Smith. He'll pull up 15-footer. Got it.
It's okay. You got to make him shoot those 15-footers. You're much rather him shoot those than dunking them.
5-4 the score. Barren leads it by 1. Parker Stevens works against Sorrell in the front court left side. Throws it down to Coomer. Coomer trying to get a screen, but he's going to drive to the bucket. Goes strong, misses a shot. Trying to get his own rebound. Going to be taken by Sorrell. Long pass, thrown away.
They had a wide open breakaway after we missed what's a gimme layup for Jared.
And Barren County will have the ball, leading 5-4 with 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Parker Stevens works against Sorrell in the backcourt. Gets it across the midcourt stripe. Angles off to the left. Looks back right. Gives it off to Arterburn. Arterburn, top of the key right. Down low is Coomer. Posted in there. Back to Arterburn. Slides over. Shoots the three-pointer. It is no good. And Franklin there with it for the Scotties. And Sorrell on the left side fires it down to Smith. He baseballs it back out to Brents for three. Good.
Brents is their best three-point shooter. He shoots it at 42%, and he's hit 80 now on the year.
And going to get a
reach-in foul
on somebody. I didn't see it. It was knocked off there. 23 at Sorrell. His first, team's first.
Just token pressure on Parker as he brings it up the floor the last few possessions. That time reached in, and they tagged him with a foul.
Glasgow leads it 7-5.
Now man full from Glasgow.
He comes into Parker Stevens.
I don't expect it to be much more than token as they back off as we get it in.
Gets it across the midcourt stripe. He'll set things up. Gavin Withrow back on the court now for Coach Warren Cunningham. He sends it right side over to Withrow. Withrow now looking. Back to Arterburn. Over the left side it goes to Stevens. Now Stevens on the dribble. Gave it back out front to Withrow. Right side over to Arterburn. Arterburn wants to drive. In traffic. Lost the handle, but picked up by Bandy. Bandy trying to go baseline. He's cut off. Spin move. In traffic. Shot no good. Traveling violation on Bandy.
Last two possessions, Jared Coomer has been guarded by Peyton Mills. Peyton Mills is 5'11". That's an 8-inch advantage. Right. Our kids have to get him the basketball.
Sorrell down the right side over to Franklin. Now Franklin looking out to Dalvin Smith, top of the key. Left side Sorrell trying to go against Stevens. And he goes down low, kicks it back out to Brents over the right side to Mills. In the middle it goes to Smith. Back out to Mills, top of the circle. Now it sets it up once again. Leaves it with Sorrell. Sorrell will back out of the dribble now. Bounce pass down low to Franklin against Will Bandy. In traffic. He'll throw up the shot. It's no good. Rebounded there by Coomer. Trojans running back the other way. Parker Stevens. Top of the key. Three. No good. Smith up high for the rebound for the Scotties.
Yeah, nobody there to claim an offensive board for us.
He'll give it off right side Sorrell. Mills out of the corner for three. It's off the mark. Pulled down by Bandy. Lost the handle. Knocked around on the floor. And a whistle. Timeout by Barren County. Wow. Bodies all over the floor. Bandy and Coomer both down. But a 30-second timeout called by Barren County with 6:11 to play, or
I don't remember the time.
The score.
Yeah, they take the time off here and
5:11.
Do a timeout timer that runs down the time on the
timeout. By the time I looked up, they were putting the timer up there. 7-5, Scotties lead it here in the first quarter. It's brought to you by Citizens First Bank. Come grow with us.
Trojans have, it looks like 6 field goal attempts, and 2/3 of those have been three-pointers. We have to work the ball inside and get something in the paint. Glasgow has had 4 attempts in said paint, but has not been able to convert one of them.
3:05 to go here in the first quarter. 7-5, Scotties on top. Tyler Smith in the ball game for Barren, 6'2", 245, the senior. Scotties trying to trap the ball now. They give it over to Withrow from Coomer. He dribbles it down, goes in traffic, dumps it off to Smith. Wide open, puts it in.
That was nice. Much more composed there from Gavin that time.
Tied at 7 with 2:45 to play here in the opening quarter. Sorrell with the basketball out front for Glasgow. Directing traffic, goes right side with it over to Franklin. Franklin now, one dribble, out to Smith, top of the circle. Wants to make a move on Coomer. Lost the handle, got out of control, and picked up by Coomer. Coomer pushing it down the floor. Coomer deals it off, goes through the hands of Reed, but over there was Parker Stevens at the baseline. He's cut off, needs some help, throws it back out to Reed. Reed will give it to Withrow. Withrow out now to Coomer. So we got Coomer, Withrow, Reed, Smith, and Stevens on the court right now for Coach Warren Cunningham. Now here's Stevens. Left side, Reed. It has a shot blocked, but taken by Coomer. Trojans keep it alive. Down to 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Going to get a foul on Dalvin Smith. Reached around on Jared Coomer. That'll be his first. Glasgow's second of the half. Barren County's basketball as Gavin Withrow will toss it in. Lobs it to Coomer. Hands it right back to Withrow. Withrow the right side over to Parker Stevens. Stevens at long range right. Gets a screen from Smith. He's going to fire up a three-pointer. It's short. Rebound taken by Brent. Glasgow has it back the other way. Brent deals it off. Left corner. Sorrell the three. No. Long rebound chase down. Here's Mills going to the basket. Puts it up and in.
Offensive rebounding for Glasgow has really been excellent, but that's only because the defensive blockouts from Barren has been poor.
Glasgow now with a 9-7 lead, a minute and a half to go, first quarter. And Jared Coomer with the basketball for the Trojans, leaves it out there with Gavin Withrow. Will Bandy and Garrett Arterburn ready to check back in for the Trojans here at the next whistle. Here's Tyler Smith, hand it back off to Withrow. Withrow trying to make a move around to the right side, off the screen, throws it up on the run, can't get it to drop, but a foul on the play. Going to be 2 shots for Gavin Withrow. And the foul is on Glasgow's Kobe Brents. That'll be his first, and the Scotties' third of the half. 2 shots for Gavin Withrow. First one is on the way. Rims good. Will Bandy, Garrett Arterburn back in for the Trojans, and back in for Glasgow. Well, actually, they make a substitution. Tayshawn Bradley, 5'8", 140 junior. And let's see, who else came in? Chris Horn, 6'3", 170, a junior. Withrow, second shot's good. Ties it at 9 with 1:10 to play here in the first period. Peyton Mills with the basketball for the Scotties against Brandon Reed out of the right side of the floor. Gets a screen from Franklin. Picks up his dribble, goes right side over to Bradley. Bradley sends it out to Horn. They go left side with it over to Brents. Brents off the screen. Now wants to dribble and gets it over to Franklin on the right side. Here's Mills. Fires up a three-pointer. No good. Coomer with a rebound. Coomer pushes it down the floor for the Trojans. Going all the way to the rack. Trying to dump it off. And lost it out of bounds.
Still got to attack the rim. That's not the wrong decision.
44.6 to go, first quarter. Tied at 9. Peyton Mills will bring it up for Glasgow on the right side of the floor. Mills getting the screen from Franklin. Picks up his dribble, goes back to the right side. Now going baseline, they give it off to Franklin. 10-footer, good.
You got to be there to take the charge and let somebody else rotate up and take that 8-footer.
11-9, Glasgow by 2. Garrett Arterburn giving it out to Withrow. Down to 18 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Withrow gives it off to Brandon Reed. Back out to Withrow, almost to midcourt. Down to 11. Here's Will Bandy. Top of the key. Turns, looks, sends it back over to Reed. Dumps it down to Coomer. Working inside. Throws up the shot. Got it.
There's the matchup we finally got. Him on Mills.
And that will do it for the first quarter. We're tied at 11. Barren County and Glasgow. And you're following the 15th District Basketball Tournament on 103.7 Nash Icon.
O'Reilly. Improve visibility and save $8 instantly when you replace your worn wiper blades with a pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get premium blades that ensure clear vision, plus earn double points on this purchase during O Rewards Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At Ace, save on just what you need to take care of your home. Get our coupon at acehardware.com and save 25% on a regular priced item under $50. That's right, 25% off on the product of your choice. And only Ace has the brands you love and the advice you trust. So hurry in and get your 25% savings now through Monday only at your neighborhood Ace. Offer valid with coupon at participating stores through February 26th. Limit 1. Exclusions apply. See coupon.
You're listening to the 15th District Basketball Tournament on 103.7 Nash Icon.
Second quarter of the 15th District Basketball Tournament is brought to you by A.F. Crow and Son Funeral Home. Reminding everyone, please don't text and drive. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer. Second quarter action tied at 11. Glasgow's basketball. Nick Sorrell with it for the Scotties. Right side over to Franklin. Franklin looking inside. Out top is Dalvin Smith. Smith hands it back off to Sorrell. They dump it down to Franklin. Pushed off Bandy. And that'll be an offensive foul.
That's an easy one when you got that elbow extended.
That'll be the first foul on Jaden Franklin. 4 on the Scotties in the first half. And Landon Key comes into the Trojan lineup. 5'11", 155 junior for Gavin Withrow. And for Glasgow is number 20, Robert Kingery. 6'5", 175 and a sophomore.
Use advantage right now. Go to Bandy with Kingery on him and Franklin out.
And here's Parker Stevens. Angles off to the left. Now picks up his dribble, gives it to Arterburn. Smith really putting the pressure. Oh, reach around. Oh, they're going to call what is this? An offensive foul. Instead he hooked him.
That's terrible.
Garrett Arterburn.
He was trying to get Dalvin off of him, and he was using one arm to get him off, and they saw that only.
And that's his first, Barren County's second. Well, wow. Glasgow's basketball. Bradley's got it. Now has to reverse it back out. Getting some pressure out there. Bradley wants to drive. Leaves it over to the right side of Sorrell. Out to Dalvin Smith. Smith trying to make a move off the screen. Jumps it up from 17, and it's way off the mark. Rebound back to Sorrell. Goes up with a double pump shot. No good. Bandy claims the rebound. Gives it to Jared Coomer. Up court it goes to Arterburn. Arterburn, right corner, back out to Coomer. Tied 11, 1 minute gone here in the second quarter. Parker Stevens with it out front for the Trojans.
We're going to run it again. We tried to get Bandy that time, but we just couldn't get him the basketball. So we're going to run it back, same play.
Here's Arterburn. Had it smacked loose. Got bumped there by Sorrell. Now trying to penetrate. Goes in the crowd. Flips up the shot. No good. Dalvin Smith with a rebound.
We got to get it to where the play's designed to go. The ball pressure is really keeping us from doing that right now.
Yeah, Mills will give it over now to Sorrell. Here's Dalvin Smith. He walked, no whistle. They kick it off in the left corner. Three by Bradley is no good. Sorrell with a rebound. Double team. Throws it off the leg of Coomer and out of bounds.
Their fifth offensive rebound. Wait a little over 9.5 minutes.
Gavin Withrow back to the Trojan lineup, and Kobe Brents back into the Scotty lineup. And Sorrell will toss it in. Gives it to Dalvin Smith, free throw line. Now backs away over to Brents. Brents on the right side, drives against Withrow. Pulls up with a jumper on the baseline, and rims good. Brents with his second basket. Glasgow leads it 13-11. Coomer all the way to the rack, lays it up and in.
Challenge went right at Dalvin.
Second field goal for Jared Coomer. Tied at 13. They dump it. Goes off to Kingery. And now here's Bradley. And a loose ball. And they're going to be out of bounds. It goes back to the Scotties.
You got to grab those loose balls. Grab those rebounds bouncing around. Everything's getting in Glasgow's hands right now.
5:57 to play here in the first half. We're tied at 13. And Kobe Brents will inbound it for Glasgow. Comes out to Kingery on the left side. Here's Sorrell, and the pass deflected off the hand of Bandy, trying to go to Kingery, breaking up the baseline. Stays with Glasgow.
The focus is on Brent. Obviously, their leading scorer, but they tried to slip a screen to Kingery, and Bandy broke that up just barely.
And Sorrell will send it way out front, almost to the midcourt stripe to Bradley. Now Bradley will get rid of the basketball over to Dalvin Smith, out to Sorrell. He walked, no whistle there. Walked again. And they'll give it down to the corner, back to Brent, long range left. He'll send it in the middle there to Smith. Smith over the right side, Sorrell. Sorrell trying to drive, goes to the basket, wild shot, no good. Rebound, tapped up in the air, tapped down, and Parker Stevens has got it for the Trojans. Stevens, he'll take it to the rack, puts it up, no good. Bandy goes back up, got it, and a foul.
Parker should have probably got the foul call. Dalvin blocked it, but he was going right into the body. Bandy up tall for an and one opportunity.
Foul on Brents will be number 2. That's the 5th one on the Scotties. Here in the first half, Franklin will come back in the ball game now. So will Mills. Brents goes out. And Will Bandy at the line with a chance to make a three-point play. 71% foul shooter on the season. Puts it up in the air, and it's good. And Barren County has a 3-point lead. 16-13 with 5:18 to play here in the first half. Bradley with the basketball for the Scotties, brings it in front court on the left side, hands it off to Mills. He'll get rid of it off to Sorrell. Sorrell penetrating, jump stop in the lane, shot short. Rebound in there by Bandy. Gets rid of it off to Landon Key. He'll throw it off to Coomer. Coomer sends it down the floor to Withrow. Withrow will fire it, and it's broken up in there by Smith. And they threw it off of Withrow's arm and out of bounds.
Waited way too long to distribute the basketball. He was wide open in the corner. Just get rid of it and give him a shot.
4:57 to play here in the first half. Barren County 16, Glasgow 13. And Sorrell will bring it across for the Scotties out of the right side of the floor. Gives to Smith. He's going to fire it up. Three-pointer. No. Didn't even draw iron. Bandy with a rebound. Outlet pass comes to Key. Key will hold up now.
Right decision there. Glasgow's back.
And give it to Withrow out front to set up against Tayshawn Bradley. Crossover dribble right. Gives it off to Key. Key trying to get the screen. Penetrates right down the lane. Flips it up. The shot. Got it!
Wow. It was rolling off the rim and somehow just spun back in through the net.
18-13, Trojans with a 5-point lead. It comes out to Sorrell. 4:20 to go in the first half. Sorrell pulls up, going to fire up a three-point shot. No. Rebound, Franklin back up. Blocked by Bandy. Taken by Bradley. He'll fire it up. It's good and a foul.
Put two hands right into him. We tried to fight over a screen and couldn't get there, but we still fouled him.
Foul on Gavin Withrow will be his first, team's third. Brandon Reed, Tyler Smith checking back to the Trojan lineup for Withrow and Bandy. 18-15 the score. And it's Bradley at the line. The shot goes up, and it comes off. It almost hung up there on the right side of the rim.
You ever seen one stick like that before?
Maybe one time I think I saw that happen in my lifetime.
Usually it's just a direct line drive that lodges between the backboard and the rim. That went almost off the front and lodged.
Landon Key. Down low is Coomer, posted against Mills. Back to Key. Three in the air.
How about Landon Key off the bench? 5 big points. We got an official timeout, something on the floor there.
Key knocking down the Peoples Bank three-point shot. Peoples Bank and Glasgow working for you. The Trojans now with a 6-point lead. 21-15. Glasgow with the basketball. Sorrell trying to direct traffic, and he'll still dribble out on the right side. Gets rid of it, off to Franklin. Franklin now looking for Mills. Can't find him. Out to Dalvin Smith, top of the circle. Smith goes left side with it. Over to Sorrell. Sorrell going down low to Franklin. Now back out to Sorrell and throws it away. Tried to go down low to Franklin. He didn't pop out far enough, and the ball goes out of bounds, and James Willett wants a timeout.
Terrible angle to throw an entry pass. You want to throw it from the wing, but not when your post player's in the short corner, pretty heavily defended. So a good stretch here for the Trojans, aided by some pretty good shooting, getting into the paint, but also at the same time knocking down an outside three.
Landon Key has scored 2 buckets here in this second quarter. One was a layup that kind of rolled on the right side of the rim. The other was a three out of the left corner, and pushes the lead out to 6 for the Trojans at 21-15. This is a Big O timeout. Brought to you by Big O Tires of Glasgow.
Will Bandy already has 5 rebounds. He's had some big ones, towering over everybody and bringing them down really strong. Even when you get your hands on a rebound, even if it's 2 hands, Glasgow's still swatting at it to try to knock it loose as they're not giving up on possessions.
Trojans with their largest lead at 6, 21-15. And Brents and Bradley's hit the 2 baskets for Glasgow. Coomer hit a bucket. Bandy with a 3-point play. And Landon Key with 2 buckets. One of those a 3-point shot.
And the momentum has changed a little bit, even though Brents only has 5 of their 15.
And Brents is on the bench with 2 fouls.
That's when the momentum changed.
So, Barren County's basketball. They try to extend the lead. Glasgow will set up with full court pressure.
They just changed the foul, I think, and put it one on Bradley. I don't know who they took it off from.
I think they took it off of Brents or Sorrell. Comes into Stevens. We'll have to check it here when we get a minute. Back to Coomer. Coomer getting it across the line. He's in a trap. Fires it off now to Tyler Smith. Down to the corner goes to Key. He'll throw it down and give it off to Reed. Reed out top now to Stevens. He'll set it up once again. And now Stevens will work with it against Bradley. Left side it goes to Coomer. Coomer leaves it out there with Key. Long 3 in the air. No good this time. Smith, the rebound. One dribble. Back up. Block. And out of bounds. Trojans will keep it with 2:53 to play.
That's what they absolutely did. They took it off of Brent and put it on Bradley. That put Glasgow's leading scorer back in the game with 1 foul instead of 2.
Okay. All right. Coomer will toss it in on the right baseline. Going to have to hurry. Gets it into Bandy. He gets tripped up.
Landed awkwardly, but he's going to pop right back up.
Seems to be all right. Shake it up just a little bit there.
He's taken a hit or 2 harder than that this year.
Foul is on Franklin. That'll be his second, and number 6 on the Scotties here in the first half.
Hey, we get him to play football next year. He's going to have a few more hits harder than that, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Trying to wipe up the wet spot off the floor. And Will Bandy at the line. He had a 3-point play early in the quarter. See if it extend the Barren County lead. Free throw is up. It's no good. Franklin going to the bench with those 2 fouls. Robert Kingery in to replace him. Bandy back of the stripe for his second free throw shot. It's on the way, and he got that one. So the lead is 7 for the Trojans at 22-15, their largest of the ball game. 2:48 to go in the first half. Right side with it is Mills. Mills floats it down low in there to Smith. Turnaround shot off the glass, good over Coomer.
As a quick catch, and his athleticism gives him such a quick jump off the floor. It's off the backboard before Jared even kind of blinked.
22-17, Barren County with a 5-point lead. Stevens goes right side with it over to Key. Key sends it out to Coomer. Coomer against Mills. Throws it off to Stevens in the left corner. Stevens back out now to Brandon Reed.
We got Kingery on Bandy again.
And now Reed will get rid of it back off to Stevens with 2:10 to go here in the first half. Stevens, left side to Reed. Reed looking, still looking, puts down the dribble, brings it back up. And now hands it off to Coomer. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Barren by 5, 22-17. Stevens, right side over to Coomer. Coomer gets a screen from Bandy, picks it up, gives it to Stevens on the left wing now. And now Stevens gets a screen from Bandy. Tried to get an open look at the 3, but didn't take it. Backs out with 1:43 to play in the first half. Left side is Landon Key. He wants to drive. Goes in the lane. Floater up. No. Rebound taken in there by Sorrell. Long pass down to Smith. He'll slam it. Wow.
He can get up off the floor just about as well as anybody around here.
22-19. 7-point lead dwindled down to 3 here with 1:18 to play in the first half. Stevens with the basketball, popping out to get it is Key, lobs it down to Coomer. Coomer against Mills, wants to drive, cut off at the baseline, throws it back out to Bandy. Bandy in the left corner, out to Landon Key, right side it goes to Stevens. Down low is Bandy against Robert Kingery, works inside, up with the left hand, too strong.
Lost the handle on it.
And Bandy went down once again. Here comes Smith to the basket, and had it blocked, gets it back up, it's no good. And rebound to Brandon Reed, and he's going to be fouled by Dalvin Smith.
It came kind of from behind. He looked like he tackled him, but he really tripped into Brandon Reed because there's no way he's going to mean to get his second foul in that situation.
So Smith, that's his second personal. That's the 7th one on the Scotties here in the first half. And Brandon Reed will go to the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. Brandon Reed knocked down a bucket back in the first quarter. 49.4 to go here in the first half. Brandon Reed, front end of the 1 and 1. It's on the way. It's good. (23-19) Trojans. Reed back over the stripe for the bonus shot. Reed puts it up in the air. Got it. And going to get Garrett Arterburn back in the game for Brandon Reed. So Bandy, Coomer, Withrow, Arterburn, Stevens on the court. 48 seconds to play here in the first half of the Trojans leading by 6. 25-19. Sorrell off to Mills on the right wing. Mills gives it out to Brents. Brents against Withrow. Brents goes back right side to Mills. They dump it down low. Diving for it was Coomer. Goes out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Scotties with 33.9 to play.
Stopping a bucket would do a long way to end this quarter on a solid note.
And going to have to wipe up another sweat spot down there.
With Horn and Kingery in there, you only have a couple of options offensively that you have to really, really worry about from Glasgow.
And Sorrell will put the ball in play. Sorrell looking, still looking, fires it to Kingery. Trying to go back up with a shot. It is going to come off. Ball slapped away. Withrow's got it for the Trojans with 27 seconds. Stevens back to Withrow. Barren County 5-point lead. Leaves it with Parker Stevens with 20 seconds to play in the first half. He's guarded closely by Sorrell. Takes it left side, looking back door. And there it is to Arterburn. One dribble, pump fake, goes up. Got it, and a foul.
How about an and one? Had to go a little early just because that play design is so quick. It left 11.8 on there.
Foul is going to be on Chris Horn, his first. That'll be Glasgow's 8th of the half. Brandon Reed back in the ball game for the Trojans for Gavin Withrow. And Garrett Arterburn at the line, 76% shooter. Puts it up in the air, and it rattled out. Rebound taken by Glasgow. Brents out on the right side. Wants to drive three in the air. No good. Bandy slapped it away with a 9/10 of a second. And it's out of bounds to the Scotties. 9/10 of a second to go. Barren County leading 26-19.
Surprised they don't put Delvin back in here with an offensive opportunity.
And the pass comes in the corner. Mills for a three at the horn. It's good. That'll do it for the first half. Barren County leads it by 4 here at halftime, 26-22 over the Glasgow Scotties. We'll come back with the Zaxby's halftime report in a moment as you're following the 15th District Basketball Tournament from Glasgow High on 103.7 Nash Icon.
No offense to other enemies.
You're following the 15th District Basketball Tournament on 103.7 Nash Icon.
When the town of West Liberty, Kentucky was leveled by storms, who helped them rebuild? When tornadoes ripped through Mayfield, Kentucky, who helped them pick up the pieces? And when 80,000 Kentuckians had auto claims last year, where'd they turn for help? Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. For more than 70 years, no one has shown Kentucky the love like KFB. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. KFB loves KY.
Call me, Matt London, at the Reynolds Road office today, 678-3500.
Hello, I'm Maddie Williams and a member of the Barren County FFA chapter. My dad, Timothy Williams, works at Southern States. Everyone at Southern States is proud to salute FFA members throughout Barren and Hart counties. Southern State recognizes how important it is for us young people to receive the kind of education and training that will prepare us for leadership roles in agriculture. That's why Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave invites you to join them in supporting FFA this week and throughout the year.
At SCRTC, we love local small businesses just like you do. They meet our needs every day. So help us celebrate your favorite small business by going to scrtc.com and nominating your favorite for the Small Business of the Year Award, like Trendy Me from 2016 and Caverna Flores from 2017. SCRTC meets the phone, internet security, and television needs of businesses, both large and small. And we want you to help celebrate those businesses. Nominate your favorite small business today at scrtc.com.
Here's a special limited time offer from South Central Bank. Make your money grow and work for you with 2.25% APY on an 18-month certificate of deposit. This annual percentage yield is available only through February 23rd with a $500 minimum deposit to open and earn the APY. Maximum deposit of $99,999. Penalty for early withdrawal. This special is offered to consumers only. No add-ons permitted. Don't miss this special offer. Available through February 23rd from South Central Bank. Member FDIC.
This is your chance to show what you've got, to display what you're made of, to prove what you can accomplish. And Mid-State Recycling wishes all the best to the players, coaches, and cheerleaders in the 15th District Boys and Girls Tournament this week at Barren County High School. Mid-State Recycling, keeping South Central Kentucky clean. Call them at 651-5107. 2 locations in Glasgow, just off the 31E bypass and on Highway 6880. Mid-State Recycling encourages everyone at the 15th District Tournament to seize the moment. You're listening to the 15th District Basketball Tournament on 103.7 Nash Icon.
26-22, Barren County Trojans in front of the Glasgow Scotties as we get set for the second half, third quarter. Sponsored by A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, reminding everyone, please don't text and drive. Well, we got 16 more minutes.
It was a pretty exciting first half. I thought it took us a little while with those 6 turnovers to really settle down. We opened the game with 2 straight turnovers. Those nerves should be long gone, and we have hopefully got some final instruction of what we need to do over this last 16 to make sure we're playing again on Friday night.
Again, back here tomorrow night with the Girls 15th District Championship. Barren County Trojanettes, Glasgow Lady Scotties. 6 o'clock, 5:35 airtime. Jared Coomer, Gavin Withrow, Parker Stevens, Garrett Arterburn, Will Bandy for the Trojans, Jaden Franklin, Dalvin Smith, Nick Sorrell, Peyton Mills, Kobe Brents for the Glasgow Scotties. Barren County's basketball to start the third, moving from right to left here in the second half. Gavin Withrow will handle it for Barren County against Toby Rents. Coming out to get it is Stevens. Stevens on the dribble, looking for Coomer in the middle. He'll pop out. Now wants to take a move behind the back dribble. Inside forces up the shot. It won't go. Battle for the rebound, and is Bandy throwing it back out to Coomer. Long range right. Withrow over to Stevens. Stevens gets Dalvin Smith. Back out now to Withrow. Gets pressure from Toby Brents. Jump pass over to Arterburn on the left side. Arterburn trying to make a move. Bandy puts up a three. Got it!
Bandy and Coomer, the last time, I think they were 6 of 6 combined from 3 in the game at Trojan Gym against Glasgow. That wouldn't look good to start the third period, getting that into the half. Bucket right back.
Ties the largest lead at 7. Here's Mills. He'll fire 3. It's in there.
Mills is getting hot. Mills isn't their best three-point shooter, but has 28 of them now in the year.
29-25. Barren lead at 4. Led once again by 7. That's 3 times they've been up by 7. Just can't push it any further. Right elbows Coomer. He pops out on the dribble. Goes right side over to Withrow. Withrow dumps it down to Bandy. Turnaround shot from 8. Got it.
5 straight for Bandy to start the half. We do not by any means need to get in a three-point matching contest with them. We just need to run our offense.
Right.
And if the threes come, so be it.
31-25. Sorrell gives it to Franklin. He'll fire a 15-footer. It's off the mark. Rebound taken by Stevens. Hitchman it off to Withrow. Withrow fires it across. Oh, over the head of Arterburn and out of bounds.
Everything Gavin's thrown tonight has had way too much air underneath it. What was between him and completing that pass with Dalvin Smith. You know that athleticism, that vertical leap, that makes you put a little bit more air underneath it.
Glasgow's basketball, 6:25 to go in the third. Barren leading 31-25. They give it out to Dalvin Smith, top of the circle. Fires, it's deflected, but saved in bounds. Franklin on 8, puts it in.
Don't know how that got saved, but saved right in an opportune spot.
Yeah. 31-27. Barren lead is 4. And the ball comes into play to Stevens.
Glasgow has shown pressure several times, but it's never really been a get-after-it type full-court pressure.
Stevens on the dribble against Sorrell. Bounce pass off the left side. Arterburn. Arterburn bounce pass down low. Coomer has to come back out with it on the left side. Wants to drive. He's cut off at the baseline. Back in the corner, Bandy. Bandy wants to drive. He'll go in the lane. Flips up the shot. Can't get it to go. Goes off the fingertip of Stevens and out of bounds.
Don't want to finger roll anything. If we take shots and we have the option, we need to go up strong into Glasgow to get back at the free throw line at minimum.
Nick Sorrell with it for the Scotties into the front court. He'll go right side with it to Franklin. Franklin out to Smith. Smith, top of the circle against Coomer. He'll get rid of it over to Brents. Now Brents puts down the dribble, backs away from Withrow. Now crossover move. He'll jump it up. 15-footer, air ball. Goes right in the hands of Stevens. Barren County back the other way as Parker Stevens handles the basketball out front. 5:10 to go in the third. Barren leads it 31-27. Led by as many as 7 on 3 different occasions. Withrow out to Arterburn, over to Stevens on the left wing. Gets a screen. Can't shoot. Throws it back out to Withrow. Right side Arterburn. Flips the 3. Wants to drive. Goes in the lane. Runner is up. It banked off. No good. Rebound Franklin. Hands it off to Sorrell. Sorrell, crossover move. Goes down the lane. Puts it up. It is good. Cuts it to 2 at 31-29. Barren County led by 7.
We're taking some wild shots on the offensive end.
And Parker Stevens with the basketball. Out front. Down to 4.5 minutes to go in the third. Barren 31, Glasgow 29. Parker Stevens still on the dribble out front against Nick Sorrell. Bounce pass, broken up, stolen by Franklin. Saves it in bounds. Here goes Sorrell. He'll go to the basket. He'll lay it up and in. Barren County wants a timeout. Tied at 31 with 4:17 to play in the third. Take a Big O timeout brought to you by Big O Tires of Glasgow.
These teams know each other so well. The scouting report is almost memorized. You don't really have to go over that in halftime or even between the game or before the games. So the plays that we've ran all year have been scouted. Glasgow knows them. They're jumping passing lanes like right there. We have to be careful. Understand that sometimes the play is just a starting point, and you play basketball from there if it breaks down.
Glasgow on a 7-0 run after Barren led 31-24. Trojans basketball, and Glasgow will pick up a little bit in the backcourt. as they get the ball in play to Parker Stevens. It'll be picked up by Nick Sorrell. Parker Stevens got Brandon Reed back in the ball game now for the Trojans. Left side it goes to Coomer. Coomer gets a screen from Bandy. Wants to drive. Goes down the lane. Lays it up and in.
Finally got a matchup problem there, and Jared took advantage of it.
6 points for Jared Coomer. 33-31. Trojans back on top by 2. 3:53 left in the third. Sorrell wants to drive to the bucket. And shot blocked. Ooh, and going to be a foul. Looks like all ball from here, but they're going to call it. And it's on Jared Coomer. That'll be his first foul of the second half against Barren County. Sorrell is a 76.5% foul shooter.
It looked like to me Bandy and Coomer kind of ran into each other, and we had the foul to get back to defend.
Sorrell puts it up, and it's no good off the front of the rim. Tyler Smith checking back to the Trojan lineup for Will Bandy. And Sorrell back up at the stripe for one more. He puts this one up, and he got that one. 1 point ball game. Barren in front, 33-32. Parker Stevens will walk it up for the Trojans. In front court with it now. Angles off left, gives it off to Coomer. Coomer gets a screen from Smith, wants to drive. Cut off by Mills, almost lost it. Has to reverse it back out. Gives it to Brandon Reed. Brandon Reed on the dribble now out front. Reed gives it to Coomer. Coomer looking out to Arterburn. Right side it goes to Reed. Reed now looking inside. Trying to drive now. In traffic. Flips up a shot. Rejected by Smith and out of bounds. Barren County will keep it with 3:13 to play here in the third quarter. Barren County 33, Glasgow 32. Tyler Smith will toss it in. Comes out to Coomer in the right corner. He's going to fire it for 3. It is bouncing off. Rebound by Mills, but he travels.
Glasgow, I think, turned in a coupon at the beginning of the game. They got their first 5 walks free, but second half it looks like they're going to start calling them.
So Barren will have it on their end of the floor. Smith to put it in play. Gets it out to Brandon Reed, knocked away, and loose ball, bodies everywhere. And Arterburn got mugged and no whistle. They're letting them play, and we're going to get a foul finally, but they're going to put it on the Trojans.
Yeah, I think they didn't call that second foul just because they didn't call the first one, and then finally they had to call that third one out in open floor.
They put it on Brandon Reed.
They should have, yes.
And that'll be number 2. Second foul on the Trojans here in the second half. Glasgow's basketball comes out to Mills, hands it back to Sorrell. Sorrell making a move, flips up the shot, it rolls off the rim. Coomer with a rebound. Got bumped by Smith, no whistle. Coomer, right side, crossover move, in traffic, whistle, and a foul.
Like to see him get free throws out of this, but we'll still get a foul on Mills.
It'll be his first, Glasgow's first of the second half. Barren County's basketball, 2:46 to go, third quarter, up by 1. Landon Keys, he's back in the game. Coomer, 3 is partially blocked, and they're going to call a foul on Kobe Brent. That'll be his second, and the team's second. And Jared Coomer at the line for 3 foul shots.
Jared a little winded and needs to make sure he uses his legs on each one of these.
First one is on the way, no good. Barren County 6 of 9 from the foul line. Second shot, good for Jared Coomer. Point number 7. Gives Barren County 2-point lead, 34-32. Coomer for the third of 3, and it's off the mark. Calvin Smith with a rebound. For the Scotties, brings it in front court, and he's going to get rid of it off to Sorrell out front. 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Here's Calvin Smith trying to make a move on Coomer, and he lost his balance, traveling violation. He tried to spin into Jared and lost his footing. Barren County's basketball.
Jared's been right there with his chest to defend the whole time. When Dalvin tried to make a move, he's bodying up.
Parker Stevens works against Sorrell. He brings it into the front court, getting pressure. Dumps it in there to Coomer. Got bumped and a fadeaway shot, no good. Going to get Smith over the back on the rebound. His first. That'll be Barron's third of the second half. 2:11 to go, third quarter. Barren County 34, Glasgow 32. Sorrell brings it in front court for the Scotties. Works around the left side. He wants to drive. Goes the bucket. Put it up. No good. Ball tapped back out. And here's a leaning shot. Offensive foul. They crashed into Tyler Smith. And Kobe Brents, or rather Sorrell, that's going to be his second. Glasgow's third of the second half. So both teams with 3 fouls here in the second half with 1:55 to go. Third period. Barren still on top, 34-32.
There really haven't been very many opportunities for us to take charges tonight.
No. As Jared Coomer will toss it in. Gets it into Parker Stevens. Parker Stevens. Sorrell trying to stay with him as he brings it in front court. Over to Reed on the right side. Can't shoot the three. Drives and tried to pull up with a jumper. He couldn't do it. Hands it off to Coomer. Coomer long range right. Coomer. And Smith sets a screen. Coomer can't shoot. Gives it off to Reed to the right wing. Dumps it down to Smith. Bounce pass in there to Reed. Flips it up. It is good.
Wow, what a pretty give and go from T. Smith to B. Reed.
Long pass down to 4. Mills is going to be fouled by Landon Key.
That foul prevented a break opportunity from Glasgow. They got it out and down the floor quick.
Glasgow's basketball. Sorrell will put it in play for the Scotties. He's looking, still looking, lobs it out to Smith. Now he throws it back in there to Sorrell. He throws it out to Mills. Wide open three. No good. Tapped up against the board by Coomer, and he pulls it down out of the air. Coomer. Off right side. Reed wants to drive against Brents. He cuts him off. Has to reverse it back out. Now looking. Gets it out to Parker Stevens. 1 minute to play in the third. Stevens reversing back right. Gives it off to Reed on the right wing. Sets the screen. There's Coomer. Gives it back to Coomer on the right side. He'll fire it in the left corner. Three-pointer by Stevens is in and out. Rebound taken by Brents. He lost it. Loose ball scramble for in the lane. Jump ball. And a possession arrow to the Scotties.
We had all day for that three. We just couldn't get it to go down. That was a good find. Parker hid deep in the corner. Glasgow staring at Jared with the basketball.
So 46.9 to go here in the third. Barren leads 36-32. And it's Glasgow's basketball to bring the length of the floor.
Another end-of-quarter situation that has the potential to set up the momentum for the most important last 8 minutes.
Yeah, that shot with Stevens just would not go down.
It looked good.
Yeah.
We didn't have a good angle, but it still had plenty of arch and looked like it was going in.
Sorrell with it for Glasgow. Front court, right side. Gets a screen from Franklin. Dumps it off right side over to Mills. Mills out to Dalvin Smith. Bounce pass down low. Working down low. Spinning around. In traffic. Back out to Mills for a three-pointer. Got it. That's his third of the night. Lead down to 1. 36-35. Trojans. Gavin Withrow against Kobe Brents. He brings it across into the front court. And picks up his dribble. Needs some help. Fires it off to Jared Coomer. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Jared Coomer down to 8. Jared Coomer out near the midcourt stripe. Jared Coomer making a on Mills. Forces up to 3. It is short. Rebound, whistle. What do we got?
Brendan Reed got an offensive rebound and a foul. Going back up, they're going to give him 2 free throws with 7:10 left in the third.
Foul is on Sorrell, his third. Glasgow's fourth. And Brandon Reed at the line with 7/10 of a second to go here in the third. Reed is 2 for 2, has 6 points in the basketball game.
2 shots. Trying to blow the subs in, but there's 2 shots.
And here's Reed stepping at the line. First of 2 on the way. Got it. 37-35 Trojans.
Our bench had 11 in the first half of our 26, and Brendan Reed has added 3, possibly 4 more to that bench total here in the third period.
Reed for the second of 2. In the air, good. 38-35, and a long desperation banked in. Wow, by Mills. Right behind the midcourt line. Well,
he'll take his time going to the fourth.
We were tied at the end of the first. Barren was up 4 at halftime. And now it is 38-38. Mills, that was about a 50-footer from the left side of the court and banked it in. We'll be back to the final 8 minutes in a moment on 103.7 Nash Icon.
O'Reilly.
Improve visibility and save $8 instantly when you replace your worn wiper blades with a pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get premium blades that ensure clear vision, plus earn double points on this purchase during O Rewards Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At Ace, save on just what you need to take care of your home. Get our coupon at acehardware.com and save 25% on a regular priced item under $50. That's right, 25% off on the product of your choice. And only Ace has the brands you love and the advice you trust. So hurry in and get your 25% savings now through Monday only at your neighborhood Ace. Offer valid with coupon at participating stores through February 26th. Limit 1. Exclusions apply. See coupon.
You're listening to the 15th District Basketball Tournament on 103.7 Nash Icon.
Got a tied game, 38-38, after Peyton Mills knocked down 3 threes and a desperation 3 right before the end of the quarter. Here's Tyler Smith, high post right, gives it off now to Withrow, the right side. Out to Brandon Reed, top of the key 3, short. Rebound taken by Brent, knocked away, loose ball to the floor. Key's got it. And what do we got? Jump ball. And that will give it to Glasgow on the alternating possession.
Mills never really got a hand on it. Atlantic Key did a good job adjusting his body so Mills couldn't come through him.
Will Bandy, Parker Stevens, Garrett Arterburn checking back into the Trojan lineup.
That group did a good job giving that first group a break. Bandy's been on the bench for a while. Should be good to go for a stretch run.
And here's Nick Sorrell with it for the Scotties, angling off of the right side of the floor. He'll give it out to Mills. You got to defend him. Right side over to Smith. Smith feeds it in the lane. Spin move by Sorrell in traffic, and it won't count. Traveling violation.
Willett says that 2 times. Well, it was 2 times. He's probably walked about 3 or 4 more that they haven't called.
7:25 to go in the ball game. Tied at 38. Parker Stevens brings it in front court for the Trojans. Over to Arterburn on the right side, trying to get a screen from Coomer. Out to Withrow. Left side it goes to Stevens. Stevens on the dribble. Back out to Arterburn. Right side it goes to Withrow. Withrow can't shoot. Back over to Coomer on the right. Against Mills. Goes up the baseline, lays it up and in. Ooh. Thing almost came out of there.
Right, almost threw it too far over the rim.
Glasgow quickly back down. Brents has got it on the right or left side. 40-38 Trojans. 6:55 to go in the game. Here's Sorrell. Hooks it down low. It's Franklin. Shot blocked by Coomer and out of bounds.
We got to watch. They've done a good job on our pick and roll hedging out. We've got to match it. We haven't hedged the best tonight.
And it's lobbed out to Dalvin Smith. Smith over to Mills, long range right. And feed it to Franklin. Franklin trying to go against Bandy. Spin move, lost it between his legs. Loose ball, still on the floor and diving out of bounds. Barren County's going to get it. Barron's basketball leading by 2 with 6:36 to play.
I will say this. Both teams have gotten after it tonight. Every time there's been a loose ball, there has been anybody not on the floor, it seems like.
Parker Stevens. And what do we got? Official timeout.
There's a little blue basketball.
Blue basketball coming out on the floor.
Glasgow's thrown out. It's gotten on the floor more than once tonight.
See, Dalvin Smith's going to go out of the ball game for Glasgow. Chris Horn is going to replace him. And Barron's basketball comes into Parker Stevens. Parker Stevens against Nick Sorrell. Gets it across midcourt line. High post right. It comes to Coomer. Back to Stevens. Stevens dumps it down there to Bandy. Bandy working inside. Spin move. Trying to go up with a shot. Go!
And big time move over Franklin.
42-38 Trojans. 6:08 to go in the basketball game. They feed it down to Franklin. Spinning against Bandy. Goes up with a shot and banked it in.
That's a good matchup. Just a really good matchup between two young kids.
42-40. Parker Stevens will bring it in front court. 5:53 to play. Stevens on the dribble against Sorrell. Right side it goes to Withrow. Here's the lob. It's picked off by Franklin. Tried to go to Bandy with it. Long pass down to Horn. Had it stripped out of his hands and out of bounds. We're going to call a foul on Jared Coomer.
That's a tough foul to call because you can't see if the ball was stripped cleanly or not. Coming from the backside, that lead official has to get that instead.
And so Chris Horn at the line, 6'3", junior. 42-40 Trojans, 5:42 left in the game. The shot goes up, it rims good for Chris Horn. Brandon Reed for Gavin Withrow. 5:42 left. 1 point Trojan lead. Horn at the line for the Scotties.
It's a 46% shooter.
He got the first one. Second one goes up. He got them both.
Didn't look like it there. Only been to the line 13 times all year, though.
42 all. 5:40 to go. Parker Stevens with the basketball for the Trojans. Brings it up against Kobe Brent this time. He'll veer off to the left. Goes back right. Can't go back door. Gives it off now to Coomer out front. Coomer on the move against Mills. He'll back away now. 5:22 to play. Leaves it back out front with Stevens. Stevens on the dribble. Now looking. Lob, and it's going to be picked off. Another turnover by the Trojans. Here's Sorrell driving. Throws it up. It is no good. Rebound put back up and in, and a foul.
Unfortunate turn of events for the Trojans. Bad pass, turnover, three-point opportunity. Scotties, it seems like they're taking advantage of our mistakes in every chance they get.
Brandon Reed, that'll be his third, team sixth. And the basket for Franklin, his 10th point, giving Glasgow a lead, 44-42. Dalvin Smith checking back to the Scotty lineup for Chris Horn. Franklin is a 60% foul shooter. And it's in the air, and it is no good. And the ball got knocked loose, but Arterburn picks it up. Gives it up court to Stevens to the right side. In the corner, Coomer going up the baseline. Had it blocked by Smith. Reed's got it back. He'll give it to Arterburn. He'll fire it up for a three. No. Long rebound chase down to the corners. Coomer tried to dive for it. And it's going to be out of bounds.
No, they called a foul on Mills. Okay. Tackled Coomer trying to get him to the basketball.
From this angle here. His second. That'll be the Scotties' fifth of the second half. Barren County trailing 44-42 with 4:48 to go. And they try to get the ball in to Coomer, and now out to Arterburn. Back in the left corner to Stevens. Back out now to Arterburn, and now to Stevens once again. 4:40 to play. Glasgow with a lead, 44-42. Stevens over to Arterburn on the left side. Back out now to Stevens. Stevens starts his move off to the left, throws it out to Reed, gets a screen from Smith, throws it to Arterburn. He'll fire it up, three, short. Rebound taken by Brent. Long pass down the floor to Dalvin Smith, and a foul on Brandon Reed.
That's his fourth, isn't it?
Yep.
Glasgow really getting back quickly right now, and we can't match it. No transition points for us. Three's not going down. Not a good start halfway in the fourth quarter. Glasgow a chance to go up 4. That would probably be their largest lead, isn't it?
It would be, yes. Dalvin Smith at the line. He's a 51% shooter on the season. And here's a shot. It's on the way. Good.
You got a 41% shooter and a 50% shooter cannon free throws for Glasgow.
They've hit 3 of 4 here in the fourth quarter. 45-42 Scotties. And Smith back to the free throw line. His first point of the second half. Shot goes up, and he missed it. Rebound tapped out, and it's going to be off of Franklin and out of bounds. And Glasgow wants a timeout, 30-second timeout with 4:12 to go in the game. Glasgow 45, Barren County 42. We take a Big O timeout, brought to you by Big O Tires of Glasgow. Well, we go back to the end of that third quarter when Peyton Mills hit that three, desperation three, about 10 feet behind the midcourt line. That tied the game at 38. And here in the fourth quarter, the Trojans with only 2 buckets. One from Jared Coomer, the other one from Will Bandy. And that's it.
Glasgow just 2 buckets too, but they've also got 3 points to go along with it, and that's the deficit right now. Mills hit that 3 at the buzzer to end the half. He hit the 3 at the buzzer to end the third period, all with under a second left, and those 6 points are huge right now.
Mills only averages 9 points a game, and he's got 14 in this one. 4 trays. The ball comes in. Gavin Withrow back in the court now for Barren County. He works against Brents. Bounce pass right side over to Coomer. Coomer leaves it out there with Stevens. Top of the circle. Back to Coomer. He'll fire up a 3. Got it.
Got to go now. We got to play a little bit defense. Get back. Can't celebrate too much.
45 all. 3:50 left in the game. And Sorrell with it on the right side for the Scotties. Sends it down to the corner now to Brents. He'll go out to Mills. He'll swing it left side over to Smith. Down to the corner, Sorrell. Back out to Mills. Right side it goes to Brents. We got Franklin posted up in there, and here's Dalvin Smith. Jumper 15 straight away. No good. Battle for the rebound, and loose ball picked up by Withrow. And he had to smack loose, and Franklin getting it by Sorrell. Lobs it to Smith. Broken down by Coomer. Put up and in by Brent for the foul. That was on Jared Coomer, his third.
When I say it's bouncing their way, it's bouncing their way.
Will Bandy back in the game for the Trojans for Tyler Smith. Brents, 79% from the foul line of the year. It gives Glasgow a 3-point lead once again. And it's on the way, and he got it. Back to 3 for the Scotties at 48-45. 3:20 to play. Coomer gets the ball in play to Stevens. As Stevens will work against Sorrell. Trying to get it across. He does. Left-handed pass comes to Coomer on the left wing. Coomer trying to get a screen. Drives, whistle, and a foul. And it'll be on 24 as Peyton Mills. His third, that'll be number 6 on the Scotties in the second half.
One away from the bonus. The Scotties already there.
Bandy will toss it in. Bandy lobs it in there to Coomer. And going to get a foul.
Dalvin went up to try to tip it away. Instead, went into the body of Jared. He'll be at the line 1-1 here. 3:06 to go.
Dalvin Smith's third. And Jared Coomer at the line, only 1 of 3 from the stripe tonight. Shot goes up, and he missed it. Rebound to Dalvin Smith. And Sorrell will get it across the line against Parker Stevens. Sorrell going left. Lobs it to Smith. Underneath. Loose ball in the lane. Whistle. What do we got? Ball.
Tried to go from one side of the lane, right side to left side, without putting it on the floor.
2:49 to play. Barren down 48-45. Coomer will toss it in. Comes into Stevens. As Stevens now will work against Nick Sorrell. Gets it across. Leaves it with Withrow out front. Withrow bounce pass a little to Bandy. Bandy turns, looks, throws it back over to Stevens. Lobs it down in there to Coomer. One dribble goes up. Shot blocked by Smith and out of bounds. Barren County will keep it underneath with 2:29 to play, down 3. Coomer throws it out to Stevens. Stevens on the dribble. Out in the middle of the floor. Stevens still on the dribble out front. Down to 2:17. Withrow back to Stevens. Stevens on the left side. Bounce pass in the middle to Coomer. Back out to Withrow. 3 in the air. Got it!
Big 3. Just get back and play D. Now we want a timeout. The lead official didn't get it, but the cross-court official did. Brand new ball game. 2:06 to go.
Big shot by Gavin Withrow and a People's Bank three. That's the second three of the quarter for the Trojans. Coomer hit the other three. And the Trojans have a night with 5 3-pointers. Glasgow also with 5 threes, 4 of them from Peyton Mills. Wow, 48-48. Just over 2 minutes to play.
Really low-scoring game. Glasgow probably favors that low-scoring game. Kind of sloppy the game up, and a lot of empty possessions for the Trojans tonight, as we just need to find a way to get a couple stops, get a couple buckets, and be composed. This is where the 5 seniors have to be the advantage. We said it might be a disadvantage from the get-go, just kind of settling down and getting the nerves out of the way. But right now, the few minutes that we have left, that experience has to keep this from being their last high school basketball game.
Jared Coomer only 1 of 4 at the stripe tonight.
Both teams in the bonus, so we'll be at the line again. He'll have a chance to rectify that. We have 2 timeouts. Glasgow has 3.
Glasgow's basketball, 2:06 to go, tied at 48. Ball comes into play to Brents. As Brents will bring it up on the left-hand side of the floor. In the middle goes to Smith. Smith now turns and throws it back off to Sorrell with 1:55 to play. Sorrell trying to make a move on the right side, spinning back left, brings it back up with 1:48. Gets a screen from Smith once again. Sorrell throws it back over to Mills. Mills straight away over to Sorrell. Now Sorrell wants to drive with it, dumps it off underneath, and it's Franklin. Throws it off to Mills, takes the three, dumps it off the left side. Brent's a three, got it.
That's up a good three for a better three. Mills had a hand in his face and had to throw it off to Brent, who's, again, their best three shooter.
51-48. Glasgow leads it with 1:20 to go. Right side, Coomer, a three. Yeah!
Don't match threes. Get you in trouble sometimes, but when they're going down and you got an open one, you got to take it. A minute to decide who moves on to Friday night.
51 all. 1:02 left. Sorrell with the basketball for the Scotties. Makes a move, goes to the basket, puts it up. It is no good. Slam, no good. Rebound to Arterburn.
That was almost offensive goaltending. It was right on the rim.
He had a hand on it. Not sure why they didn't call that one. Stevens with the basketball. Gives it off to Arterburn. 45 seconds to go. Tied game at 51.
We get what we want, we play. If not, we call a timeout.
Stevens working the right side. And a whistle. Timeout called with 36.8 seconds to go. This is a full timeout by the Trojans. We are tied at 51-51.
We got one left, I think, now. Glasgow has 3. It's a long, long, long time to play in one possession situation against Glasgow's defense, which will be all up in your short.
Oh, yeah.
But that's ideally what we want to do. We have 2 options. We win it on this possession, or we go to overtime. That's the only 2 options we want right here in the last series.
Barren County with 4 trays in the second half. Jared Coomer back-to-back threes. Gavin Withrow hit that three a little bit ago. Keep the Trojans in the ball game. 51-51 Trojans basketball. This fourth quarter sponsored by Citizens First Bank. Come grow with us. Winner takes on Monroe Friday night.
Hopefully, that'll be the Trojans, but we'll have it out about the volleyball line across from us. The play they drew up is not an inbounds play. The play they drew up is a play that will run hopefully at about 10 seconds. Shoot it with time to put it back in if there's a putback opportunity.
Parker Stevens will toss it in across the way from us. Stevens popping out to get it is Coomer. Coomer being chased out there. Double team. Ooh, dangerous pass. Parker Stevens there to grab it. Getting a lot of pressure out there from Sorrell. He's in a trap and has to call a timeout.
The last one, but
25.3. Got forced out and wedged between half court and the sideline and didn't have anywhere to go.
No options. You got to stay away from danger zones like that. You knew Glasgow would probably pick up because that was the game plan that they knew we had, was to go for that last shot. So they forced us out more near the half-court line than the three-point line before we could initiate our offense. We've got to eliminate that ball pressure with maybe an on-the-ball screen and set something up going towards the rim with, again, about 10 or 9 seconds left. Worst case scenario, even though they've hit a three-quarter court shot, you give it back to them with just a second to play.
Barren County is last timeout, so they have no more left. Glasgow has 3. Woo! Oh, boy. This is what keeps you on the edge of your seat. 51-51 the score.
I'd say there's some nervous people. Maybe somewhere in burgundy and gold, maybe somewhere in blue and white. But I'd say that's a safe bet.
There's nerves on both sides.
I'm not sure that edge of the seat is the right call.
I'm on the edge of my seat right here.
We're the only ones maybe sit down in the whole gym. All across the way, we've got Trojan fans on their feet for this last hopeful 25.3 seconds. And I say 0.3 because all it'll take for Glasgow to throw it in with tenths of a second tonight.
Jared Coomer to toss it in. He's going to have to get it in. No more timeouts. It comes in to Parker Stevens. He'll hand it off to Withrow. Now Withrow on the dribble. Bounce it off to Coomer. Coomer leaves it out there with Parker Stevens. Down to 14 seconds to play. Coomer back over to Stevens to the right side.
Want to go now.
Gives it back to Coomer. Coomer wants to drive. Flips it off to Bandy. Bandy puts it up. It is good. Are they going to count it?
They call a daggum charge.
Charging foul on Bandy. I couldn't see it at this angle.
Yeah.
And Glasgow will have the ball with 6.3 seconds to play.
Not a whole lot of argument probably from this seat or the seat a couple down. As I was blocked out, I think you were too.
Yeah,
but
I couldn't see it.
He did look like lower his shoulder a little bit as we put him in a tough situation in that short corner. But right now, we have to lock down and guard. They have offensive weapons at almost every position that you can't trust leaving anybody open.
No.
This is the more nervous position,
yes,
being on defense. Because best case scenario now, you go to overtime when best case scenario was you had a chance to win it.
51-51. 6.3 to go.
You can't really cheat either. You can't cheat and try to get a steal, get anything going towards your bucket, because Glasgow will just backdoor you, and that's where you don't want anybody over top of you, because that's where their rim is, obviously.
Reed, Stevens, Smith, Coomer, Arterburn on the court for the Trojans. And they're going to drop back. Not going to put any pressure on the ball. As it comes into Sorrell. Sorrell works it down the left side and calls a timeout with 2.6.
Plenty of time for a half-court possession. Probably not a lot of time to get a putback, but still, that's what they wanted, to draw it up, and they still have a timeout left if they get in a trouble situation.
So Glasgow has one more timeout to go.
What do we do to set our defense? What does Glasgow do? Game planning on offense. You would think that they want to get something going towards the rim, but then again, what have they done their last in the quarter situations? They found Mills in the corner for three, so we've got to man up, even though it's a tie game and just a single point wins it for either side. The three is not out of the question for them.
That is true.
We got to cover up the first one and block out, and don't assume it's going in or it's coming off and the time's going to expire before there's a putback opportunity.
11-11 at the end of the first quarter. 26-22 Barren at halftime. 38-38 after three. And it's 51-51 with 2.6 seconds to play, and it's Glasgow's basketball.
If I had money on anybody, it's on Mills. He's been their hot hand tonight.
Mills will toss it in. Mills lobs it. It's going to be Smith pulling it down, and Coomer throws it down the floor. Overtime. They wanted to alley-oop it to Smith, and it was tipped away by Coomer. Wow. Overtime, City.
We won't spend a whole lot of time questioning that call because it went in our favor, but you have so many options, and you have a 6'7" rim protector on our side. That's a tough play because it has to be a perfect pass, even though Dalvin can make some imperfect passes look good. We'll still play another 4 minutes of this one. What's the foul trouble look like on both sides?
Foul situation right now. Glasgow, Mills, Smith, Sorrell, all with 3. For Barren County, Coomer with 3. Reed has 4. Nobody else with more than 1 on the Trojan side. Brents and Franklin have 2 for Glasgow.
4 minutes is a lot of time, but I wouldn't expect this to be a swing back and forth. I wouldn't expect whoever wins this game to probably score more than 6 or 8 points in this overtime period. There just won't be that many opportunities. I think there'll be long, drawn-out possessions as long as we get back on the transition side. Yeah, add a Glasgow timeout. They had 1, so add an extra one for the overtime period. They have 2. You only get 1 for us in overtime.
4 minutes. Overtime. Here at Glasgow High, the Trojans 51, the Scotties 51.
Don't need much motivation in that timeout. This is why you come in the gym on middle of July on a 90-degree day to be in these situations right here.
And here's a toss, a tap controlled by Glasgow. Smith got the tap to Sorrell, and he'll set things up for the Scotties. Sorrell drilling off to the left side. He backs away from Stevens.
This is what I mean by long possessions. They're going to back it out and be in layup-only almost situations or wide-open 3.
Right side it goes to Mills. Now Mills will circle halfway out, throws it back over to Brent to the right side, dumps it down to Franklin. Spin move against Bandy, puts it up, blocked! Out of bounds. He'll stay with the Scotties.
Good defense. Stayed right in front. Those 2 sophomores are going to be fun to watch for the next few years.
3:31 left in overtime. Sorrell bounces in underneath the Franklin. He'll put it up. It's too strong. Coomer with a rebound. Trying to clear it out and goes to the deck and is picked up by Franklin. Feeds it underneath and a shot put up and in by Sorrell. Boy, they're letting him play.
Yeah, you got to call something there when you get taken to the deck.
53-51, Scotties by 2. Comes out to Stevens. Stevens will back out now. Leaves it with Jared Coomer on the left side against Peyton Mills. Gets a screen from Bandy. Steps back, gives it over to Bandy. 3-pointer in the air. Got it! Bingo! Barren on top, 54-53. 2:50 left in overtime. That was Bandy's second People's Bank 3 of the night. Peyton Mills, right side corner to Smith. Smith on the dribble. Now picks it up. Throws it in there to Brent. He goes inside. The shot goes up and in. There was a collision with Will Bandy, but no whistle. And so Brent gets the bucket to give Glasgow back the lead, 55-54.
The collision occurred on the way down, and that's what they said.
And now Coomer gives it off to Withrow. Comes off the screen, goes with a floater. Shot goes up, too strong. Rebound tapped, and it's going to be saved in bounds, but grabbed into the back court, stepped into the back court, and Barren County will keep it.
That might be a little bit of break because we pushed it into the back court. That should have probably been over and back.
Now we're down to 2 minutes to play, and Barren is down by 1. Coomer on the left side against Bandy. Takes it around to the right side, got a whistle, and a foul on Mills.
2 hands on him going around the screen.
That's his 4th. That'll be Glasgow's 8th. And Jared Coomer at the line for 1 in the bonus. Shot goes up, and it comes off.
Got to make free throws.
Yep. Rebound to Dalvin Smith with 1:52 to play. Jared is 1 of 5 from the foul line tonight. 55-54. Sorrell with 1:43 left in OT. 1 point Glasgow lead. Sorrell on the right side. Now cuts back to the top of the key. Right side it goes to Mills. Mills back out now to Dalvin Smith, top of the circle. Back out to Sorrell with 1:26 to go. He'll take it left, wants to drive with it, cut off, reverses it back out.
They're up 1, no hurry.
Now Sorrell with 1:16. Sorrell getting some pressure now, gives to Smith. Bounce pass underneath, Franklin lays it in.
Backside mistake right there. You got to drop when you see a show double.
57-54. Scotties by 3 with a minute to play in overtime.
Don't got to have a 3, but you got to have a good solid possession.
Withrow getting pressure from Brents. And there's a foul on Brents for overguarding his third, team's 9th. Gavin Withrow at the line. Will be one in the bonus with 56 seconds to go in overtime. Barren trailing 57-54. Gavin Withrow with 5 points on the night. Free throw is good. 57-55. Glasgow by 2. Withrow puts it in the air. Got it. 57-56. Glasgow by 1 with 54 seconds to play, and the Scotties have the basketball. Sorrell into the front court. Curls around against Parker Stevens. 45 seconds to play. Smith back out to Sorrell. Sorrell against Parker Stevens. Sorrell, crossover move, left side, drives, shovel pass under to Franklin and lays it in.
You got to learn from a mistake. We made the same one twice.
59-56 Scotties. 28 seconds to play. Here's Parker Stevens on the right wing. Stevens working it into the corner. Has to reverse it back out. Now finds an opening. Gives it over to Withrow. Fakes, drives in the lane. Throws it off of the baseline. Bandy back out to Stevens for a 3. No good. Rebound chased down to the corner. Arterburn back out to Withrow. 3 in the air. No good. Bandy with a rebound. Knocked loose. Picked up by Coomer. And puts it up. It's good.
Wow, we tried it. Guess what, Jay? There was only 3.1 seconds left. We kind of got lulled into the three-point shot and didn't realize how much time was on the clock.
3.1. Coomer at the line can tie the game if he hits it. Foul was on Smith, his 4th. Coomer puts it up. It is good.
Got to defend. We want a timeout. Glasgow got it first, though.
59-59, 3.1 left in overtime here. It's Glasgow's basketball.
Woo! What a fun one. Again, we're in a situation, in the game situation. This time Glasgow has to go full court with 3.1. That's probably 3 dribbles if you catch it right. Well, really 3 dribbles if you catch it anywhere. We cannot let them catch it going towards the hoop. And we cannot let them run out. You saw what they tried to do at the end of the game, into regulation, was throw it up around the rim. I don't think they'll throw it the length of the floor, but it's always in the bag of tricks that they may have.
They're so athletic. Dalvin Smith can...
I think that's just
one flat-footed.
Yeah, I think that's just a big risk throwing it that far. But I can see them trying to throw it here about the volleyball line, which is right in front of their bench, and then trying to get another timeout to run some type of play. You got plenty of time to do that.
3.1 in overtime, tied at 59. It's Glasgow's basketball to bring the length of the floor. And you got to watch out Mills.
Yeah, just keep your matchup.
Dalvin Smith's going to be the inbounder. As Smith gets it inbounds to Franklin. A crossover to Sorrell. He's going to throw it up at the horn. It's off. And that will end the first overtime period. We go to number 2.
Whew. That hit the rim. Very close. He tried to hit it, obviously, but he also tried to draw the contact to have a foul. I don't think they would call that in that situation. But it just glanced off the front of the rim, and you didn't have to pay to get back in for the overtime period tonight, but you're getting extra 8 minutes of basketball.
Gee whiz. Well, it's a game we thought it would be. Maybe not a double overtime.
No. But I think the Trojans are kind of fond of those overtime periods when it comes to postseason play. You look back over the last few years, and we've had a few of them.
And the Scotties are in worse foul trouble than the Trojans because Mills has 4, Smith has 4.
They're 2 seniors.
Yeah.
And I think the bigger person, if I had to pick one to get out of the game, not because he has 4 threes tonight, but it's because of the defense that he's applied to Jared Coomer. Yeah. He has that huge size advantage, Jared does, but Peyton has stayed right with him the whole game. If we were to be able to go at him, get that 5th foul, that is a game changer.
So we put another 4 minutes on the clock. Second overtime period. 15th District Tournament. Barren County 59, Glasgow 59. Jared Coomer, the jump circle for the Trojans. Dalvin Smith for the Scotties. Trojans still moving right to left. Glasgow left to right.
Has Glasgow got both the tips tonight? I know they got the overtime tip.
They did get the overtime. I can't remember.
That's been a few minutes ago. A lot of plays since. So Dalvin readjusting some pace there, and we're ready to go.
Second overtime, 59-59. And the tap control of the Scotties once again. Sorrell will work it up court now against Parker Stevens. Gets it across. Now he dribbles to the left side. Parker trying to stay with him. Hooks it back out to Smith. Now Smith will throw it off the right side. Franklin posted down low. Spin move against Bandy. Puts it up no good. Gets it on rebound. Put it up no good. Bandy pulls it out of the air. Smacked out of his hands. It'll be Barron's basketball.
Yeah. Good defense. They're not giving you anything easy around the rim.
And the Trojans now with a chance to take the lead in the second overtime period. Parker Stevens will handle it for the Trojans.
We switch Parker back to his old position. That's running the point.
Stevens out top, right side Coomer. Steps back, goes down low in there to Bandy. Spin move, kicks it back out. Stevens a 3, no good. Bandy trying to get the rebound, is tapped to Mills. And Sorrell will handle the basketball for the Scotties as he'll bring it into the front court. Played almost a minute of the second overtime, and we're tied at 59. Here's an opening. It's Sorrell going to the basket, puts it in.
There's no backside help. I know there's a three-point shooter all around the floor for Glasgow, but still we have to have the furthest one away from the ball with his foot in the lane to have some help.
61-59. Glasgow leads it in the second overtime period. 2:45 to play. Coomer, pull-up jumper, 15. Got it.
Found an opening.
61 all, 2:38 left in second overtime.
This has literally been back and forth.
Yes.
Back and forth. One team scores, the other team scores.
Sorrell on the dribble out front on the right side. Franklin sets the screen. Here's Dalvin Smith. Left side it goes to Brents on the wing. Brents cut off by Withrow. She has to bring it back out. Gives it to Sorrell. 2:16 left in the second overtime. 61 all. Sorrell on the right side. Trying to find an opening. He'll get rid of it over to Mills. Long range right. Mills back down to the corner to Sorrell. And a pass going to go off Franklin. That's the right call. He was expecting the pass. Tried to shovel it in there and ricocheted off Franklin out of bounds. Barren County's basketball.
It went kind of into Bandy's body. It was a bad pass. You pass it away from Bandy. He got his hand on it, threw it right off Franklin.
Now Gavin Withrow will handle it against Kobe Brents in front court. Bounces it off to Coomer. Coomer gets a screen from Bandy. Pull-up jumper, 18. Rims, no good. Ball hits the floor. Glasgow's got it back the other way.
They did a good job blocking us out. Pushed Bandy all the way underneath the rim, and nobody else crashed.
1:43 left in double overtime. Tied at 61. Glasgow with the basketball. Mills with it on the right side. Giving it out to Brents on the left side. Almost picked off by Stevens. 17-footer by Sorrell is off the mark. Jared Coomer with a rebound. Outlet pass comes to Withrow. With a minute and a half to go, second overtime. Barren and Glasgow tied at 61. Withrow against Brents out front. Has to get rid of it. Gives it to Coomer. Coomer back to Withrow. Withrow throws it up from 10. Banks it in.
Good use of the window. Timeout, Trojans.
And now Barren with the lead. 63-61. A minute 16 left in the second overtime. Woo. I think I mentioned today I thought this game would go down to the wire. And I didn't think it would be down to the second overtime wire. Well,
if it's any more...
Let's hope it's just the second overtime wire and we keep it with a 2-point lead.
If it's any more on the wire, I'm not sure what else you would call it. But
it's the first time we've been in front this late in the overtime period.
I tell you one thing for certain. The Trojans fans in the burgundy and gold are sure not getting any use out of that $5 seat they bought. because they haven't been sitting in them for about the last 8 minutes.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, back here for the Girls 15th District Championship, Barren County Trojanettes, the Glasgow Lady Scotties. Barren County winning over Monroe County earlier this week on Monday night, 63-43. Glasgow won over Allen County Scottsville 49-41 to advance. 6 o'clock tip tomorrow night. We'll be on there at 5:35. We're right back here at Glasgow High. Trojans 63, Scotties 61. Minute 16 left. Double overtime. And Dalvin Smith will toss it in for the Scotties. As he'll get it into Sorrell. Trojans need to buckle down on defense. Sorrell gets it across. Down to minute 8. Sorrell still on the dribble. Brings it back out. Sorrell trying to make a move around the top. Sorrell on the dribble. Picks it up. Gives it across the lane. And hands it off to Franklin. 10-footer. Got it. Franklin scored 10 points here in the quarter, or in this overtime, and including the first overtime period. 63 all, and the Trojans have the basketball with 42 seconds to play.
Another last chance opportunity for us if we can get it.
Stevens out of the right side of the floor. Stevens back to 30 seconds.
Go to 3 overtimes or win it.
Stevens against Sorrell, reverses back to the right, gives it off to Arterburn, back to Stevens.
Got one timeout if we want it.
24 seconds to play. Stevens against Sorrell, left side it comes to Withrow. Withrow getting pressure from Prince. Comes back left, pass is deflected out of bounds with 13 and a half. So Gavin Withrow will toss it in right here in front of us. Going to get a timeout first with 13.5. Barren 63, Glasgow 63, Trojans basketball after this timeout. And this is a Big O timeout brought to you by Big O Tires of Glasgow.
Are we out of timeouts now, I think?
That was it. That was the last one.
You can't buy a cup of coffee with them tomorrow morning, but you'd much rather have a solid possession drawn up. 13.5 ticks left to go. You want to use every one of them to get a ball to go through the net. Glasgow had a look at it at the buzzer in the second overtime. Hopefully we'll have a look at it in the third.
Well, we were tied most of the night, 11-11 at the end of the first quarter. Barren had a 4-point lead at halftime. We were tied after 3. We were tied at the end of regulation, 51-51, and tied at the end of the first overtime, 59-59.
We had a 7-point lead, I think, on 3 occasions, but that seems like an eternity ago.
Seems like we go through a district tournament with at least one overtime game every year. I remember a time Monroe County, Allen County, Scottsville went 5 overtimes. It hasn't been that long ago.
Yeah, I think I set that one out for you.
Let's see if we can't finish this one right here with 13.5.
Hey, I'm all for it. I think I can pick about 2,000 people that would agree.
Comes out to Coomer. Coomer on the dribble. Driving to the right side. Driving. Throws it in the lane. It's picked off with 5.3.
Timeout, Glasgow.
I'm not sure what was the play set up there.
Coomer got behind the backboard, got up in the air, didn't have anywhere to go with it, and had to throw it out front, except the problem was there were 4 blue jerseys right there to corral it. That gives Glasgow an eternity and one more timeout if they need it.
Well, the Trojans need to try to come up with a steal.
Tough break.
Yep.
We got to have a short memory, though. We got to erase it real quick and get back and focus on the task at hand, and that's playing defense. Last time in this scenario, they forced to take about a 28-footer, maybe 25, but they have a little bit more time here. Not sure what they'll do with it, but they can get it in to their back court probably with the amount of time that they have left.
(63-63). Glasgow's basketball here in the second overtime period. And Glasgow will have to bring the length to the floor. Once again, 5.1 seconds to play.
Same situation, same setup. They've got Franklin up here setting a screen for Sorrell to get it in, going towards their basket.
Dalvin Smith will inbound. It comes into Sorrell. He's racing down the floor, behind the back dribble. Mid-court shot is rattling out.
Wow, that was all the way down. All the way down. It hit the backboard, and I thought it was going to fall back in.
I thought it was. Yep. Oh, my. 63-63. We'll head to triple overtime. Can you stand it a little longer? And again, Mills and Smith for Glasgow with 4 fouls. Reed has 4. Coomer with 3 for the Trojans.
You don't need a stethoscope to find anybody's pulse here. Everybody's heart's about to beat out of their chest as nervous as some people are around these parts.
Well, the Trojans just need to finish it right here. Get this thing over with. Make some shots. Make some free throws.
Jay, I'm going to agree. I'm going to say that's ideal. That would be pretty ideal if we wouldn't play any longer in that. And we had
kind of get their 20th win. That's
20-win season would make a lot of people happy. Yeah. Not because it's 20 wins and a good round number, but because it means
a lot. Get to the region. Take a trip to the region any day without having a 20-win season. You look at Franklin Simpson, 7-21 going to the region.
We went there a few years ago with just 5 victories.
We sure did.
We had a kind of a reverse record. I think we were 5-20 going to the regional tournament. Glasgow, I think they got the opening tip. I really think they did. See if we can break their 3-0 mark on tips.
Yeah. Wow. All right, here we go with a triple overtime. Tony Franklin's going to toss it up, and it's going to be controlled by the Scotties again. Nick Sorrell against Parker Stevens. And Sorrell just dribbles a basketball here out front on the right side.
I don't think they're going to just take one shot. We'll come up, pressure him a little bit, make him do something.
He'll give it off to Dalvin Smith. Back to Sorrell. Down to 3.5 minutes to go. Triple overtime. Dalvin Smith gives it back out to Sorrell. Now Sorrell against Parker Stevens. Trying to get away from him. Backs out. Sorrell on the right side of the floor. Straight away back out to Dalvin Smith. Dalvin Smith now putting down one dribble. Fires it back off to Sorrell to the right side. Now Sorrell working. Crossover move. Reverse it back out. Takes it down to the lane. Goes to the basket. Shot blocked by Bandy. Taken by Coomer. Withrow's got it for the Trojans. 2:48 left in triple overtime. Withrow picks up his dribble, floats it off now to Coomer on the right side. Coomer backtracking into Mills, hands it back off to Stevens, reverses back to the right side, trying to get away from Sorrell. He'll fire up a 10-footer, way short, and rebound underneath. Bandy trying to go back up.
Parker is on the end line.
And so turnover gives it to Glasgow with 2:33 to go in triple overtime.
They ran a lot of time off on their possession. We got to force them to speed things up a little bit and get this basketball back.
And now we got Peyton Mills handling the basketball for the Scotties. He's on the dribble, straight away off to Smith. Back out to Mills. Back over to Smith. He puts down the dribble, hands it off to Sorrell. Now Sorrell curling around Stevens. They'll give it right side over to Smith with 2:06 in triple overtime. Smith against Coomer. Hands it back off to Mills. Straight away over the left side to Sorrell with 1:55 left in triple overtime. Smith on the dribble. Hands it off to Brent.
They're trying to lull us to sleep. Find a mistake that we make. We've got to stay vigilant here.
Brent puts down the dribble now, reverses. Down to minute 33. Between the legs. Crossover. Drives. Stops. Turns. Puts it up. It is good. 65-63. Glasgow by 2 with a minute 20 to go in triple overtime. Trojans need a bucket to tie it with a minute 15 left in triple overtime. Coomer on the move. Left side. Had it smacked away out of bounds from behind, and it'll stay with the Trojans with a minute 10. And Gavin Withrow will toss it in the left baseline for Barren County. Comes in the corner. Out to Bandy. Hands it back to Withrow. 1:05 left to go, triple overtime. Gives it to Stevens. Stevens on the left side in the corner, Arterburn. And a pass deflected. Turnover. Glasgow goes to the deck, and we're going to get a foul. Jared Coomer picks up his 4th. Team's 9th. Well, actually, the team's 10th. It's going to be 2 shots for Peyton Mills. He's a 74% shooter. And Glasgow leads 65-63 with 56 seconds to play. Triple overtime. Mills, first of 2 on the way. Got it. (66-63) Glasgow. Mills puts it in the air, missed it, rebound to Coomer. Trojans need a 3 to tie it with 52 seconds to play.
They don't have to have it. Just got to get a good bucket. Plenty of time.
And Withrow. Jump pass over to Coomer on the left side. Coomer getting the screen from Bandy. Steps back, can't shoot the 3. Bandy drives, baseline, pump fake, puts it up and in.
Good strong move.
66-65. Trojans need to get a turnover here and almost turned it over. Mills.
Oh, he didn't touch it. Oh, that's a terrible call from bad position.
His second.
We weren't trying to foul, but he just went up and missed 1 and 1, and that's about the tape on their side. Really don't have a whole lot of options to foul.
Right. Mills puts it up. It is no good. He'll get one more.
Got to box out. Do not take anything for granted here and put a body on him.
1 point Glasgow lead, 66-65. 30.3 left in triple overtime. Mills puts it in the air, and he got that one. Now it's a 2-point Glasgow lead.
We'll pick up a little bit of pressure. We've got to have a guard help.
Comes into Withrow. As Withrow will work it up against Toby Brents.
One timeout if we need it.
Trojans down 2. 23 seconds left in triple overtime. Here's Coomer with it on the left side. Coomer wants to drive. Goes to the bucket. Puts it up. Got it! And one!
All right, he's cramping. I thought it was an ankle there for a second, the way he's limping, but it's a cramp for Jared. Pure adrenaline will get you through that one. Mills foul out.
Yeah, I believe it is. It's Peyton Mills, his 5th.
Jared was able to get around him for one of the first times tonight. We'll make Matt Gardner earn his pay out there, getting a cramp out of Jared. We have to use a timeout. Yep, he'll have to come out if they go back into play, and he can't go.
So Coomer's still down, working on a cramp right there with Matt Gardner, Will McCoy. And he's up.
I don't think it's worked out, but he's not going to let on that it's still there. I think he has cramps in both legs.
Well, he's going to shoot one. And the Trojans can take the lead here if Coomer can hit it.
We need to let him go. We don't need to even wipe it up. I know that's a sweat spot out there, but the more time that gets that cramp to come back.
Jared Coomer is only 2 of 6 at the line tonight. Puts it up. It is good. 68-67 Trojans. 15 seconds to go. Triple overtime. Timeout Glasgow.
12.3 left. That broke the kind of back and forth even.
Yeah.
You know, we were stuck on 2-point separation the whole time, and that 3-point play got us just a 1-point deficit.
As Peyton Mills is fouled out for Glasgow. Smith has 4. Jared Coomer has 4. Brandon Reed with 4 for Barren County. Jared Coomer, let's see, is looking at his point total here. 7, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 23. He had 4 at halftime. And Will Bandy, 3, 6, 10, 12, 14, 18 for the game.
These overtime periods have really been short. They've all been 4 minutes, obviously, but the length of time each team takes on their possessions has made each possession precious. We really only have 2 shot attempts this quarter, and Glasgow has just the same, 2 shot attempts this quarter.
Triple overtime in the 15th District Basketball Tournament, and the Trojans lead over the Scotties 68-67 on Jared Coomer's 3-point play. Scotties will have the basketball, though. Hopefully the Trojans can force a turnover, come up with a steal, and hang on.
We got 1 timeout. They've got 1 timeout. 12.3 left to go. Here we go, Jay.
No room for error for the Trojans here, as Sorrell will put the ball in play. Sorrell looking, gets it down to Smith. Smith against Coomer. Has to do something with it. Bounces back out to Brent. Timeout again, but James Willett with 6.6 to play.
They ran about 7 seconds off of it, and that's their last timeout.
Barren still has 1. And with 6.6 seconds to go and triple overtime, Glasgow will have the basketball, the Trojans leading 68-67.
This is a situation where Glasgow has it in front of their bench, that they've shown that they will throw it into the post or they'll throw a lob. So we really have to guard that paint area, especially the near block.
And they've got Tayshawn Bradley back in the game now for Glasgow. Somebody's going to have to get on him. All right, here we go. Sorrell out of the side in front of the Glasgow bench to toss it in. Sorrell gets it in play. Franklin back to Sorrell, goes to the basket, puts it up. It's good. 1.7 to go. Glasgow goes on top, 69-68.
It should be about 2:09 left. Should be about 2:09 left, that they're going to have to put some time back on the clock. The give-and-go situation, they popped out to the elbow, and it's similar to our flip play we run on that on the near side here in front of the bench, except they cut it towards the lane. We usually cut it out and round it off.
2.1?
Yeah, not much at all. 2.1.
Well, Sorrell hit the layup to give the Scotties back the lead, 69-68, 2.1 remaining. Here in triple overtime, Barren County will have the ball.
You know, Glasgow will pick up full court pressure. We got to get something again going towards our rim. We got to do kind of the opposite of what we wanted to keep Glasgow from doing in the overtime periods. They've had a couple looks at it to end the game. We'll have 1 look to go on to Friday or close the season with a 19-11 record.
And it will be Garrett Arterburn to toss it in. Somebody's going to have to come get it.
Yeah. These are the situations you work on in practice.
And Arterburn's going to throw it long. It's going to be knocked away, and that will be doing it. And Glasgow has won it in triple overtime, 16.